This one is one of my particular favorites. What if my bones were in a museum, where aliens paid good money to see 'em? And suppose that they'd put me together all wrong, sticking bones onto bones where they didn't belong. Imagine phalanges, pelvis, and spine, welded to mandibles that once had been mine. With each misassemblage, the error compounded. The aliens would draw back in terror, astounded. Their textbooks would show me in grim illustration the most hideous thing ever seen in creation. The museum would commission a model and plaster of me to be called evolution's disaster. And paleontologists there would debate dozens of theories to help postulate how man has survived for those thousands of years, with teeth-covered arms growing out of his ears. Oh, I hope that I'm never in such a manner displayed, no matter how much the aliens paid. So that's the kind of humor you can kind of expect. It's I think I relate much more to Hobbes, who's sort of the logical, analytical kind of like view of the world, and then of course Calvin's a 6-year-old kid who's just like and he's always getting into trouble. I mean, I don't have kids, so I have no idea what it's like to have a kid like Calvin, but nor was I very much. I was much more like Calvin's girlfriend, Susie, who you see here. And according to the artist, he's like, I married a girl like Susie, And these are just so funny. I love going back and sort of rereading them. I hadn't picked them up for quite some time, but and for the heck of it, I'm like, should I do this? It's like Calvin and Hobbes is awesome. So I'm like, for the heck of it, I'll see if anybody put anything on YouTube about Calvin and Hobbes. And people have animated little vignettes of them. There's a... Where are you? Calvin and Hobbes have their own little club of get rid of slimy girls everywhere, or something like that, slime. And it's a scene that is in the book, and they animated it, and the voices aren't too far off of what you would picture, because I kind of picture Hobbes with more of a sophisticated adult-sounding voice. One of them was like, okay, no, why do you have like this voice coming out of a 6-year-old kid? So some are better than others, but people have done like fan videos with this type of stuff. So if you want like intelligent humor, definitely pick up any of these Calvin and Hobbes, or even better, all of them. They're interesting views on the world. Some of them are so hysterically funny. Some are silly. I mean, it sort of covers across the spectrum of humor. But it's not gross. It's silly. It's a Sunday comic. And my Hobbes is being a pain in the butt here. And I'll finish with a final little thing here. Calvin is talking to his father, sitting on the back porch, talking about the sunset. Why does the sky turn red as the sun sets? Well, that's all the oxygen in the atmosphere catching fire. But where does the sun go when it sets? Oh, the sun sets in the west, in Arizona actually, near Flagstaff. Oh, well that's why the rocks there are so red. Don't the people get burned up? No, the sun goes out as it sets. That's why it's dark at night. Doesn't the sun crush the whole state when it lands? Of course not. Hold a quarter up and see, the sun is just about the same size. I thought I read that the sun is really big. Well, you can't believe everything you read, I'm afraid. So how does the sun rise in the east if it lands in Arizona each night? Of course, the father can't figure anything out, so he goes, oh, well, time for bed. And then Calvin's all proud. I hope I'm someday as smart as Dad is. And the mother's like, okay, what did he tell you now? I'm like, I would have loved to have been a parent like that. So, love Calvin and Hobbes. And I have a backpack that's a little tiger who I named Hobbes. Though he's not nearly as entertaining as you, little poopy. So, very, very highly recommend you pick these up. And it's kind of sad that they don't like redo them in the newspapers. But I guess there's new artists and stuff to come up, but can't quite, top the classics. So, thank you for watching. Do remember to comment, rate, share, and subscribe. There's always room for one more at the Strange and Exotic. See you next time. Bye. I wonder if I can get Hobbes' phone number.